It's Christmas.
Oh, I got a top 10 there, too. There's one.
It's Christmas. Almost.
There's a 72%
Two.
chance it's working.
And Jeff got us up and rolling, leaves the studio and says, 72% chance everything's working. Holler if you got a problem. I may or may not answer. So, oh, wait, Tyler's here. Yeah, we're in good hands now.
Perfect hands.
I'm figuring out stuff.
Drew's still trying to figure out how to log on to YouTube.
No, I'm checking out something else.
But anyway, it is Christmas time. We are live. We are back with our final episode of 2022. You hear that, Brian? Brian doesn't hear anything because
Nope, I'm
he's
doing something.
Hey, what's wrong over there?
I'm adding up stuff.
Oh, he might be trying to figure out the trivia deal. So we're here. We're ready for. Well, are you ready for Christmas, Brian? Can you talk while you're doing that? This is great. Nobody asked Brian a question whatsoever. Do not ask Brian a question right now. I'm trying to pull my comments back up. There it is, live chat. We got it. We're going to go through a bunch of different things tonight. We're going to talk about our Christmas traditions. We're going to talk about our favorite wintertime techniques. I'm going to give you one, why it's my favorite. Brian's going to give you one, why it's his favorite. And we want to hear from y'all later in the show on why it's your favorite based on whatever your favorite technique in the wintertime is. Everybody's got different. Some of the people up north, it might be like ice fishing because wintertime techniques don't really exist up there if ice fishing's not involved. But we're talking the South. We don't ever get a hard freeze enough down here to where our lakes. Actually, I take that back. I might be biting my tongue because. Did you see the lows this weekend?
Oh yeah.
Brian, did you see the lows this weekend?
Yes, cold.
It's like single digits, and we haven't seen that in a long time here.
You know
One
where
night.
I'll be Saturday though?
Do what?
You know where I'll be Saturday?
Are you gonna go fishing Saturday?
Oh yeah.
Why?
Somebody's got to catch them.
I got better things to do when it's 10 degrees outside. I mean, you give me one of them little ice shanties on Lake Norman with a heater inside of it or something. That'd be fun if Lake Norman froze over. We could put little shanties out there like grumpy-year-old men.
No, it wouldn't be fun.
What, you don't like that?
No.
No, you'd be the guy with the portable transducer and a little auger running around drilling holes everywhere until you found them. See, I ain't doing
What
that.
about what if it was duck hunting on Lake Norman?
On the ice?
No, I'm just saying on Lake Norman Saturday.
I ain't duck hunting Lake Norman.
All
There's
right,
like six ducks on the whole lake and 60 hunters.
Stuff he needs. I just said
Okay, all right, good. We have a great trivia question at the end of the show, by the way. Oh, and
I'm here.
Big news. Brian's back, by the way.
I'm back.
Finally came
I was
back in.
adding up stuff. y'all hit me with some stuff I had to look up.
Trivia giveaway tonight. Another heavy-duty weigh-in bag, compliments of Angler's Choice Marine, and a custom Angler's Choice Marine hat to the winner of our trivia tonight. Be a great Christmas. Well, it might not be there in time for Christmas. Christmas is Sunday.
It'll be close.
It'll be close.
Either way, it'll be a great gift.
Just give them. I've done this before. I've put an IOU in a card. You ever done that?
No, I have not.
I mean, it's kind of like a gift card. It's kind of like the same thing.
Okay.
But you order something and it didn't show up in by Christmas time. You never done that? Never ordered. You're probably too prepared. Prepared you
No,
are about
I'm not
fishing.
prepared at all.
Or Allison does all the shopping.
I've still yet to get. I got to go get my wife's stuff tomorrow.
Well, I beat you, but not by much.
I hadn't started either, so.
All right, so big announcement. Got a big announcement. It's big to me, anyway.
It's big time.
I think it's pretty big time. So,
Like it's a big time.
everybody knows our, Let's Talk Fish podcast, presenting sponsor, Angler's Choice Marine. Brian and I have had a relationship with Angler's Choice Marine for years and years now. Great people, great business. The proof's in the pudding because, once again, they are a highly decorated dealer for 2022. But this year, they actually, and I just found this out today, they are #1 Ranger dealer in the United States for 2022 and the #1 Triton dealer in the United States for
two of the
2022.
biggest boat brands in the world, and they are the #1 dealership.
#1 dealership.
That speaks volumes for how they treat their customers. And I know me and Matt have both experienced it and have buddies that have been up there and had just great experiences with them. Like, they really take care of you. They bend over backwards to make sure you're happy, and that's why they're the #1 dealership.
Yeah, they, I think the last couple of years they were top 2 or 3 Ranger dealer I believe they've been the number one Triton dealer several times.
Right.
But I don't think they were the number one Ranger, but they were always like third,
Yeah, they
second,
were
third,
like
fourth,
second or third,
fifth. They're always up there at the top, but to be the number one Ranger and number one Triton dealer, that's pretty darn cool. That's a big accomplishment, especially in today's industry, because the boat business is not an easy business right now.
No, it's
no
really
business
not.
is easy right now. But congratulations to Angler's Choice.
Yep. I'm looking forward to getting up there for the open house too.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that. That was the next announcement.
Oh, really?
I have that. I have that in a text.
I
here.
did good.
Good job, Brian. Do you? I've got the dates in front of me. If you know them,
Yeah, if you've got them in front of you, I can go back and look at them.
So, Angler's Choice Open Houses 2023, and we told you about their tackle website, which is live now.
Yeah,
we
it's
talked
live
about
now.
that on the last show. They have a great tackle selection at all the locations. During the shows, the open houses, they're going to have a ton of vendors at these open houses. Spindale, Chad told me, I forgot the number, but it was a crazy number of vendors going to be in Spindale. Martinsville always has a ton. Lexington will have a bunch. But here's the dates. So jot this down. If you're in the area, you need to check out the open houses. Brian, I'll be working the Martinsville and the Spindale open house. I know Hank Parker will be
that's the
making.
two I'll be
Those are
at
the
as
two
well.
you're doing. Hank Park will be making some appearances. There'll be several pros in the house doing seminars, chit-chatting, hanging out. We would love to see y'all come out. But a lot of really cool things happening at the English Choice open houses. January 20th and 21 will be Lexington, North Carolina. That will be the date for that open house. January 27 and 28, Martinsville, Virginia. February 3rd and 4th, Spindale, North Carolina. So January 27th, 28th, Martinsville. Brian and I both will be there. February 3rd and 4th, Spindale. Brian and I both will be at that one. The Lexington we're going to miss out on, but it'll still be a great show. They're going to have some pros there, some local pros there to come out and talk fishing, give some seminars, tips, things like that. So
Yeah, that's the cool thing about the Angler's Choice open house is like not only do they have guys there, but they have seminars. You get one-on-one time, and just I love being in the tackle aisle and just talking to people about fishing.
Oh, absolutely.
That's one of my favorite things. Plus, they got some really cool deals. So
Yeah.
it's a good time. They good food. They always have food for everybody. So come out if you can.
Yeah, that's it's always a good time. They always got some good food somewhere around there too.
They do.
Mike Harris, he said, speaking of boats, did we see Wheeler's announcement? Yes, I had spoken to Wheeler in the past. It was very confidential, but I had known a little bit about what was coming. Not all the details, not the name. I knew it was kind of the old Hydro Sports crew.
Yeah.
And for Wheeler, I think it's a smart business move. Because when you build a brand and a name like he's done, it's like, LeBron James coming out with a Nike shoe.
Yeah.
Like he's using his platform to push it because he reaches so many people and it's direct to consumer, right? So, but now on the flip side of that, the boat business is a tough business to be jumping into now.
It is.
But Tyler and I were talking about it before the show, and he's like, "Did you see Wheeler's announcement?" Yeah. So first of all, Wheeler's done a good job making everybody talk about it. Jacob's very smart. He's very sharp when it comes to the business side of our industry, and he's always been that way since the first day I met him when he was 20 years old. He's always been that way, and he's building his nest egg, right? He didn't want to fish tournaments all his life. None of us are able to do that. I mean, there's some that are able to do it, but you just can't. Let's just be honest. It's like any other sport. You get to a certain age where we
need a seniors tour.
Yeah, we
need a seniors tour.
I agree with that. We need a senior. We need a senior tour, and there would only have to be one of those because the demand's not that big for the seniors tour. We don't need like 3 or 4 of those. We need one major seniors tour.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a
maybe
retirement
6
tour.
events, all in the South where it's nice and warm.
Yeah, because when you get old, you don't want to you don't want to fight the cold, and I like the way you're thinking right now. This is impressive. Let's what? Let's start a seniors tour.
Hopefully what would you set the age limit at? It'd have to be 60 maybe. So we'd still be.
What's the senior age limit when you go get the discount at Hardee's for your coffee?
Like 65.
Oh, is it 65? Nah, we got to back it up a little bit. I was thinking 55 to 60, somewhere in there, 55 to 60.
Like we could start a seniors tour, no forward-facing sonar, like old school seniors tour.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Just, you can have like 2D sonar and a map.
Yeah.
And then.
And maybe side imaging.
And I knew that was coming.
Like at the console.
I knew that was coming. Like at the console, just at the console.
But like up front, you got 2D and a map.
Okay. Oh, it's
That
50
was-
in golf, Alan Roberts said.
Okay.
I was thinking 55. I was thinking 55.
All right, 55 would be good.
I like it. I like it. I believe if we simplified this, like you're starting to already,
Yeah.
I believe we could get some traction.
Right, I think so too.
I think
be
flashers.
fun to
Keith,
watch.
Keith Wood said flashers. Man, I forgot how to read a flasher.
I did too.
I had one on a
I've
1996
never had
Astro
a
bass
flasher.
boat.
Like I've seen one, but I've never had one. Never like used one. I've
tell-
seen one in a boat.
I'll
before.
tell you this much: the only flasher I ever ran was on a 1995 Astro. You remember
Yeah.
that boat?
Oh, yeah, I
You had
remember
an
that.
Astro too.
I did.
About the same year.
Mine was a 93.
I was gonna say it's close.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
93,
have a
yeah,
flasher
2
then.
years apart. I had a flasher in the dash, and I could run 45 mile an hour down the lake. And that sucker it'd read like a top. I mean, it's accurate too.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
accurate. That's one good thing about the flashers. They were always really accurate at high speed. That's why Fritz never really wanted to get rid of one.
No, and it's like real, like it. Well, they talk like it's more real time. I don't know if that.
Well, it probably is.
Billy got a bass and fell some shoes.
No,
Nice.
he didn't.
We
Did he
just
really?
got a special
Billy,
delivery
man, in the
from
middle of the
Mr.
show.
Billy.
Woo! They were sharp too.
We got to show them off, man.
Woo!
Oh my!
Oh, the same ones.
Jeff's modeling them all.
Man, Billy.
Look at
Billy
that.
doesn't watch the show. I don't think.
Billy,
But, Billy, you the
thank
man.
You are the man.
Christmas came early in the LTF studio.
What size you got?
Look, oh, Billy, man, I was just thinking 11s. What size you
That's what
got?
I got. Perfect.
Um,
That's what size I wear.
he knows us well. Billy, you the man. You are
Billy
the
is
man.
the
I got to
man.
see him. I got to call him. I need to catch up with Billy. I hadn't talked to Billy in a while. Everybody loves Billy Got a Bass. We hadn't had a poker game at the house in a while, so I got to get back around.
You're doing that pretty regular. And I thought you were still doing it. I just wasn't invited
I hadn't done
anymore.
it- I haven't
'cause
done
you
it in
haven't
months.
invited me.
I haven't done it in months. All right, let's. And we don't play for money. If anybody's wondering, it's just like we trade like baits. And
It's a
stuff like
gentleman's
that.
game.
It's a gentleman's game. Yeah.
a gentleman's
There
game.
might be a few drinks involved, but that's about it. It's funny because I have a friend. I won't say any names, and he's a retired judge, and they get together and they have a little poker game at the house every once in a while. And he's invited me a few times because he knows how much I like to play. But because of the people involved, they play like nickel dime.
Yeah.
And I'm like, nickel dime, like, you win a giant hand, you win 75 cents.
That's my kind of game right there. It's
I-
for the entertainment.
What-
Entertainment
I was getting
purpose.
ready to say, I got to thinking about Brian Thrift when they told me what the ante and the betting and the max betting and all that stuff was. He's like, well, you don't need but about $5 to play all night.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
I'm in.
yeah, that'd be Thrift's kind of game right there.
I got. What'd you do to your finger? Because it's distracted me.
It's got to be
no.
pickleball story.
If what?
A
Pickleball injury?
It didn't have nothing to do with pickleball. It was actually, believe it or not, it was like it's kind of nasty because it was like an ingrown fingernail.
Okay.
And I can tell you details.
No,
more
I just
details.
wanted like you cut the end of your finger
No,
off.
no,
Or,
no. I didn't get into my finger sticking out the band-aid right there.
Gotcha.
You made me lose my train of thought. Jeez Louise. What happened to your finger? I'm really worried about it. No, I don't want to hear
I
no more about
didn't
it.
say I was worried. I said it's distracting me because it's like waving around.
Got you. Let's see. Zach wants to know if we're going to the North Carolina Fishing Expo in Raleigh. So we will not be there. I think, Tyler, you told me the dates of that. What was the dates of that again? It's the last weekend in January or something like that?
I think it is. Like
The North Carolina one is earlier. Knoxville's at the end.
Okay,
Is it
so the Raleigh
16th.
Yeah, that's okay. So
16th through
I'll
19th.
actually be in Disney World during that show, but then I'm working the two because Bass University is also having a deal down in Anderson, South Carolina.
they're doing that again.
I couldn't go down there for that. I wanted to go down there for that,
couldn't
but
either.
because we'll be in Disney World for that too. So
wait, I thought that was the weekend of the.
14th, 15th, 16th is when it is of January.
I know. I was thinking it was. They told me. That's right. Never mind. They told me the wrong dates the first on it because I was going to do it because he told me it was the day after we were at Martinsville, and I was like, well, I can drive all night and make it.
Oh no,
But we got it
yeah.
straightened out.
Yeah, that's the very, very end of the month.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Mike Harris said Randy Blockett be on board already with the senior tour idea. Well,
That is
sweet.
very true.
Maybe we can get together with Blockett and we start building on this thing a little bit.
Ooh, I don't know.
Zots.
I don't know if I want to consult with Blockett. on that. I'll let you handle that.
Well, you think he would like be willing to listen or just tell?
Tell.
Yeah,
Definitely tell.
He
Definitely
just
tell.
trip jumped on that. And he would play the seniority card. He's like, well, I'm older and I've been around longer than you and Brian. Y'all don't know nothing, you know.
Well, if we started at 55, we're still 12 years, 13 years away from.
Yeah, but I might have to retire early and go on there.
Well, still,
depending on where my
can't-
career goes.
If it's 55, you can't go till you're 55.
Oh yeah. Crap. So if I start sucking in 5 years or next year, I'm just stuck, right?
Yeah, we got to tough
Well,
it
y'all
out.
stop
there.
and go and build it. So when y'all get
Well,
there,
you start a boat company.
We need to start a motor company.
But you know how to build motors?
I mean, it can't be that hard as pistons and blocks. And,
Not anymore. It's computers.
well, they still got a pistons and
Have you
blocks.
seen the new electric motors?
Yes, I have. They got diesel outboards now.
Yeah, I ain't running a diesel outboard. I ain't paying $5 a gallon for gas.
No.
Can you imagine buying
You
diesel at the
probably
dock?
will be this summer.
The diesel, it's below $3 here in North Carolina. If anybody's wondering, $2.98, baby. $2.90. I ain't seen it below $3 in a long time. Long time.
gas or diesel?
Are you kidding me?
I was about to say.
Gas, boy. Diesel.
It's $2.83 at my house
$2.83.
for gas.
Where do you live?
In Grover.
Oh, that's South Carolina.
Yeah, it's cheaper down there.
It's $2.83.
South Carolina.
I live on the North Carolina side.
Grover's in North Carolina.
It splits.
Are you sure? It's in
Yes.
South Carolina too.
Yeah, but a big portion of it's in North Carolina.
Oh, well, the gas station, because South Carolina's actually their gas is close to what ours is, because I think
It is since they raised their taxes.
they raised their gas
Yeah.
tax finally. They realized they need to finally fix their roads down there, so they had.
Well,
to
they
raise the
haven't
gas
started
tax.
doing that yet, though.
Sammy Moore said it's $2.25 in Columbus, Georgia.
Dang.
Look, somebody will see that. I kid you not, because people did this all the time growing up around here. They drive 30 minutes to a pump in South Carolina to fill their tank up and put $25 in their tank. It saved them $4
Yeah,
driving
they
down
burnt
there,
10
and
down
they
there.
burnt that coming back. So somebody right now, some crazy Upper Cleveland County country boy is packing his bed of his truck with portable tanks, and he'll be headed to Columbus, Georgia tonight to fill everything he owns up.
But see around here, like my wife goes shops at the Ingles grocery store, and you get you can use the points for gas at the Ingles gas stations. So she'll normally get it'll be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, no, we do the same thing.
Yeah.
We use our English. I got like 15 cents off a gallon every
Yeah.
day. So, but yeah, just to see it below $3,
That is nice.
yeah, it is nice. So, what we are going to talk about, other than some little Christmas things, we gave, if you watched our episode before last, we gave out our top 3 or 5. Was it top 3 or 5?
Top 3.
Top 3 Christmas gift ideas. I hope some of y'all maybe heard that. Maybe it helped you. Maybe it didn't. But we kind of gave you a good price range too. Like if you wanted to spend $20 because it's your cousins, brothers, nephews, sister, or you wanted to spend $200 because it's your wife or your husband. We covered it all, didn't we?
I feel like we did.
Pretty much, yeah. Does your wife buy for like 93 people like mine does?
Maybe not quite 93, but probably 73.
73. Emily probably doesn't buy for 93 either.
No.
She's very thoughtful and she covers all angles.
Born to Fish said it's $100 a gallon here in Illinois, and we can't have guns. I'm not laughing at you. I guess I kind of am, because that's bad though.
But you got big deer.
That is true.
I mean, they got
That is
really,
true.
really big deer. So I mean,
They ain't got guns to take them out.
you don't need gun.
Didn't one state allow like straight walled cartridges now, like 45 70s and stuff like that, instead of just shotguns?
I have no idea.
I remember hearing that. I don't know if that was Illinois or somewhere else.
Alan Roberts wants some, while we're not talking about fishing, let's jump right into fishing. Waddington, New York lodging suggestions. So, man, Waddington's tough. Clayton's got quite a bit to choose from.
And Messina's got a good bit to choose from.
There is, well, we used to rent a house, but the house has been sold now. I was going to give you a little house right there in Waddington to stay out, but I just remembered she sold, the girl who rented that place to us actually sold that house last year.
There you go.
So-
You should have bought it.
No, actually, Scott.
Okay, so we're getting some intel on the straight wall cartridges. Iowa and Ohio can use straight wall cartridges now.
Iowa and Ohio. Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. Sorry, Alan. I'm not much help on the Waddington area. You can.
Me either.
I mean, I'd look at VRBO and Airbnb because there are some rental houses. That's what we've always done is rented a house up there, and there are a few around that area that are. If you're going solo, it might be a little much, but there's some nice little 2 and 3 bedroom homes right there around Waddington that are pretty reasonable too. Pretty reasonable. All right. Favorite wintertime technique, Brian? Let's. Or you want to hold off and talk about Christmas a little bit more?
No, we can do whatever. We
can do
got
whatever.
plenty of time.
Christmas. We talked about our favorite Thanksgiving foods. What's a traditional Christmas food that you or somebody in your family makes?
It's the same as Thanksgiving.
No, don't say ham or turkey. Like
It's
there's got to
ham.
be something.
It's always ham. Just know that.
There's got to be something specific to Christmas though that you do, whether it's a dessert or a side or something. I'll tell you what mine is while you're
All
thinking.
right, let's hear it.
My mom for since I was 6-7 years old has made this dessert called Christmas Crunch, and it's like peppermint ice cream and chocolate layered with like cookie crumbs as the crust on the bottom,
Yeah,
and then you put like chocolate syrup on the top.
just like a cold dish.
Yeah, it's a cold. It's frozen, stays in the freezer.
Yeah.
But it's called Christmas Crunch, and it's one of my favorite Christmas desserts of all time. And then my wife Emily, she makes monkey bread for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and that's what we get up and like eat in the morning,
Yeah.
Christmas morning. And it's monkey bread's to die for. The monkey bread, and it's always something sweet for me.
That's
But
that's where I was going.
the
with.
monkey bread and the Christmas Crunch. The Christmas Crunch is the bomb. That's what so Jeremy, perfect. He's like, my wife makes peanut butter wheels. So
Yeah.
like every body out there, every household out there has some kind of like, whether it's like a Chex Mix or like some kind of special
Oh, yeah,
cookie or there's something.
Oh yeah,
So you got it now.
I do got it.
Okay.
now.
All right. Go ahead.
So I was thinking traditional meal like the ham and all that stuff, but you got the wheels spinning when you started talking about desserts.
Yeah,
So,
see?
so my mother-in-law and my wife usually get together a couple days before Christmas, and they bake a bunch of cookies, all kind of stuff. But my favorite thing, my mother-in-law, and it's simple, like it's just a peanut butter Ritz cracker, like 2 Ritz crackers with peanut butter in the middle, and she just dips them in white chocolate, and that's my favorite.
Ooh. Nothing on the outside of the white
Nothing
chocolate.
on the
just straight.
outside, just white chocolate, Ritz crackers, and peanut butter, and
So-
they're delicious.
Okay, so she actually buys the Ritz and the peanut butter, puts them together, and then dips them in white chocolate. She
Yeah.
didn't buy like the packs of already the little crackers with the peanut butter.
No,
inside
no,
of them.
no, she
got
like-
you. Makes it better that
Yeah,
way.
oh yeah, yeah,
'Cause,
like-
the Lance, that wouldn't be near as good.
No, it's just like the honey roasted Jiffy peanut butter,
Yeah.
2 Ritz crackers, white
Yeah.
chocolate,
White
delicious.
wine cake. J-Man74 said white wine cake. That's interesting. The peanut butter wheels, those are good. Emily started making this peppermint cookie the other night. She uses it's like a chocolate cookie with candy canes crushed up in it. They're baked in the oven. It's one of my favorite cookies I've ever had. And I don't think
I've
she's
never
ever made
been a
them.
fan of peppermint though. Like I just,
But you don't really taste a lot. It's not
Yeah.
like
I just
I don't
don't
like
like
to
that
eat a
mint.
candy cane, like a
Yeah.
plain candy cane. I'm not big on eating a plain candy cane. But these were pretty dang good.
Yeah.
Pretty dang good. All right, oh yeah, Ryan said his mom makes those cookies too, the chocolate dip.
oh, they're delicious.
Ritz and
I'm
peanut butter.
telling you.
SMT said pheasant and rabbit. That's different.
That is different. I
like
like it.
Yep. Now I like both of those. I had God, man, we used to go rabbit hunting, and when we go in college, some guys down east, they'd bring just a couple loaves of bread, and they'd make a big old rabbit stew.
Oh, yeah,
And they'd have it
that
right
is
there on the
good.
tailgate while I was out there rabbit hunting. Man, that rabbit stew was it's good. Good stuff. Oreo balls, that's a good one, Jay, man. Oreo balls,
I
man.
don't think I've ever had those.
Oh yeah, it's like Oreos and cream cheese whipped up, and you can dip them in a little bit of white chocolate, and then you put them in the refrigerator.
that does
Oh,
sound
dude, they're amazing.
Yeah,
They're amazing. The
I'm gonna have to
Buckeyes.
pitch that to them for this year.
Just Google Oreo balls.
Yes, that sounds really good.
That's you should go home and surprise Allison. You should make a bunch of them and just Be like,
I can't do
sweetie, I made a dessert.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but she would be like, she'd be starstruck, man. She'd be.
No, she wouldn't. She'd probably say, "You know, I'm on a diet. I can't eat those."
It's Christmas. You can't be on a diet. She can start her diet back January 1. It's Christmas. You got to be. Bourbon balls. Now you got my wheels turning. Bourbon balls. I need to hear more about that, Jeremy. Chris Anello said he wants to send us a 20-pound bag of Zots. Where should he send it? Chris, shoot
Matt
us
will gladly eat a 20-pound bag.
shoot us a message on our on the LTF Facebook page so we can get you the right address to ship those to. What you gonna turn?
I would like to see a 20-pound bag.
I was gonna say he said 20-pound bag.
because I'm just trying to picture how big that's gonna be.
It's got to be like that full of Zots, right?
at least.
Because you put a 20-pound bag of bass and water in there.
Yeah, but Zots take up a lot of room.
I
It's
know, but
going to
that's
take a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
Zots
Like,
to make
if you
20
fill that
rounds.
whole bag up with Zots, do you think it'd weigh 20 pounds?
I don't know if
We're
it
gonna
would.
try-
I think
we're
it
gonna
would take
try it.
more.
We're
I
gonna
think it
try
would
it.
take more.
Yeah. All right. Christmas traditions. What do y'all do, Brian? Do y'all stay at the house?
Yeah, we usually have a New Year's little get together, or not New Year's, good Lord, a Christmas Eve get together with my mom's side of the family, when everybody over there, and then
At your house?
no, we do it actually at a church at where my mom's from, her hometown. And
Okay.
then we'll come back to our house now, and everybody, like mom and everybody, will spend the night, and we get up and do the Christmas morning thing with the boys, and then we'll have another get together that evening with everybody else.
Okay. So y'all do a couple little Christmases? 'Cause
Yeah, a couple of Christmas.
Everybody that's married with kids and has in-laws and going to do a couple Christmases. That's pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
We get together with my parents on Christmas Eve, do our traditional get together over there at my mom and dad's, and then we do Christmas morning at the house.
Yeah.
You got to do it at the house. That's where Santa comes, for the kids. And then we take off and we go to Raleigh to see Emily's parents and family. And we usually spend about 2 to 3 days there, and then we head back to Shelby. So yeah, we've been doing that ever since 16 years since
Oh,
we've been
yeah.
married. So, but yeah, wouldn't trade it for the world. Getting up and seeing those kids on Christmas morning is the best part of it. Elf on the Shelf, yeah, we got 2 of them. They show up every December, and they're mischievous little suckers. The other night, let's see, they were hanging from deer antlers, hanging on the wall. They've been climbing the Christmas tree.
How many times do you get the, oh crap, I forgot to move the elf?
Man, there might be kids listening to this show, Brian.
You're talking about it.
I didn't say that. Anyway, yeah, our elves, they well, if you do, you just run in there, grab them, and just toss them somewhere. Wherever they land is good. Just roll with it.
I actually seen something the other day where someone did this. They forgot it, and they had a family member change their name and their contact to the elf on the shelf, and they texted the elf,
Yeah.
and it moved. So their kid didn't know it was getting moved by said family member.
Okay, they thought way too far into
Yeah.
this whole.
Yeah,
story.
we're not there yet. No.
Maker's Mark has a Kentucky bourbon ball recipe. I'm checking that out here soon. Have you seen the Elf on the Shelf cereal this year? Kellogg's has.
No, I have not.
So, well, the only reason I've seen it is because our elves brought it to the house. So our elves showed up one morning. They were late, and they were sitting in a bowl of Elf on the Shelf cereal with cereal spread all over the counter. That guess who had to clean up later. Actually, I think Emily cleaned that one up. And then the next night they took Q-tips and they made a snowflake about this big out of Q-tips on the bar top, on the bar counter. And they're both sitting there just, Of course, they can't move and clean it up, like we have to do it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's what pisses me off. Like if you make a mess at my house, you're supposed to clean it up. The elves won't clean it up. Like they don't ever clean their mess up. Anyway,
Oh, Lord.
I'm ready for them to go back to North Pole personally.
I think it gets about this time of year every year. It starts getting to that point.
Yeah, it's
Run out of ideas.
ours might start bailing on Christmas Eve. I don't know.
I think that's when they bail.
Oh, is it? Oh, it is when they bail. Yeah, I was thinking. Good. It's 3 more days.
You only got a couple more days.
4 more nights. 4 more nights of Christmas. Elf on the Shelf. Yep. Holly and Jolly are the 2 names for our our elves, by the way.
What's ours name? Kit.
Oh, you just have one?
We've got an elf and a St. Bernard dog.
Wait, Does that go along with the elf?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
Does he have like a Santa hat on or something like that? Is he dressed
Yeah,
for
he's
Christmas?
got the little bourbon barrel, under his collar.
But
Little St. Bernard dog.
okay.
Yep.
I like it. I like it. All right. Let's. I'm just thinking about some of the stuff I went online the other night and I was looking at what all these different elves have done at these different households, and some of the stuff. I mean, I'm just like, wow. Like, there's just a lot of people out there just have nothing better to do than the.
Well, it's kind of like when your kids start back to school, like when they're little, and you're fixing their lunch, and you kind of take the time to cut the crust off their bread and do all that.
Then the second week, it's all like Uncrustables and pre-bag stuff.
Yeah,
And,
and a pack of
Capri
Lance
Suns. And, yeah, just throw it in there and throw it in the
Yep.
fridge. All right, she's ready to go. Oh, I get it. No, that's a good comparison. It's a good comparison. Yeah,
That's what Allie would do. She'd like leave little notes in their lunchbox, and then after about 2 or 3 weeks, it's like, here's Uncrustable.
Well, so to your point, like the first 3 nights that the elves showed up at our house, like they did really extravagant, crazy, funny things each night,
Yeah.
And about the 4th morning,
So Matt's getting up wondering what the elves are doing.
I was excited, man. I couldn't wait to get up and see where they were at. Because I mean, I was asleep when they were moving. I don't know how they were moving. I was asleep when they were moving. So my 10-year-old Reese, she comes in there and she's like, she's looking at, and I'm talking about like crazy good, like.
So does she still?
Yeah. She goes with it.
Okay.
She rolls with it. And she came in there and she's like, these elves are so boring. I wish they'd do something funny. and Emily's over there. She's been working her butt off. Every
steam
night.
coming out of her ears. Like,
And anyway, oh, great. Thanks. I told you, Brian.
what?
See, I've been pretty good, but never mind. I'll tell you later.
What happened?
Nothing. I just got a text. We need to go on to the next topic. Did you get the hidden message in
Yes.
there?
We're shut down.
Yeah, we got shut down. We do want to talk about our favorite wintertime technique since it's Let's Talk Fish. I had a buddy of mine.
I want to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Em.
I had a buddy of mine. I thought I was doing pretty good personally, but
I wasn't thinking evidently.
obviously this is a public show.
I know, but I didn't think, we'd have that many younger aged kids that would still believe on like things. I got a hug.
Can you just mute
Wintertime
his
topics.
mic, Tyler, for the rest of the
Wintertime
show?
topics.
Wintertime topics.
Go look
sorry
for those
again.
answers again.
The topic. We want to hear from y'all too. We got some good ideas earlier about some
Chris
different.
said he got ahead of himself. It's a 5-pound bag of Zots.
Oh, I was gonna say 20 pounds is a lot, but 5 pounds is a ton too. But
Yeah.
Chris, that's awfully nice of you. But
It is.
we will gladly jump on
We
those
will.
Zots. You've seen what we can do to a bag of Zots. All right, we favorite wintertime technique. So this was kind of the topic tonight. We want to touch on Christmas, but and y'all send us in your Christmas traditions. If you got anything really cool outside the box, we want to hear about them. And the foods I'm loving, because like the bourbon balls and stuff like that Maker's Mark bourbon ball recipe, I'm gonna be checking that out tonight. A lot of different things I've seen on here. A lot of traditional stuff, but some things I never heard about or never knew existed either.
Maybe
so.
the elves could make you some of those tonight.
Bourbon balls?
Yeah.
I don't want the elves in my liquor cabinet personally,
Okay.
because they don't know. They may not know which ones they can open and which ones they can't. I need to probably put a lock on it now that I think about
probably
it.
do.
We don't
Probably
need
do.
drunk elves running around the house. All right. Smoke wants sun drop in his apple dumplings.
I tried, I guess.
You try it.
Oh, I
sun drop
seen a
in
recipe
anything.
somebody.
For apple dumplings.
Yeah, with like baked in Mountain Dew.
Oh, interesting.
That is interesting. Apple pie filling wrapped in pie crust and baked with Mountain Dew.
Baked with Mountain Dew.
Mm-hmm.
So substitute sun drop and you're golden.
Yeah.
All right. So, favorite wintertime technique. Austin Hicks wanted me to pick one for Christmas.
All right.
Between the bait works, it says Blanket. I guess that's a block it old
Yeah,
school
it's
jig.
got to be block it.
Or Fitzgerald Brian Thrift tungsten finesse jig. Well, duh.
That's easy.
I mean, no offense, block it, but I think, and Blockett's going to argue with me all day long.
Yeah.
But this guy's probably caught like 50,000 more bass on a jig than he has. So, and it's tungsten, and I've used it, and it absolutely crushes them. So, I'm praising your jig here, Brian.
And he's sitting beside
Thank
you.
And it is a good
yeah,
jig.
but
It's
has
a
that
really
ever
good-
stopped me before from telling
No.
him what I really think?
I'm just saying.
Look, Matt and myself make good stuff.
Yeah. Hey, his finesse jig is legit. You've used
It's
it.
legit.
Yeah, you've
It's
used
legit.
it.
I will give you that.
It is a true football finesse jig, and it's tungsten, and you know how much I like tungsten jigs anyway. So it's Austin 110%. The Brian's finesse jig, no doubt. All right. I've tried to get into the real topic like 16 times. Oh, I did need to say one more thing.
Say
Sorry.
it.
So the North Carolina BASS Western High School and Junior Series point standings came out today.
That's a lot of stuff.
Well, that's the name of the Facebook page, so I felt like I had to say it like that. It's the high
Like
school.
you
it's-
were one word away from needing an acronym for that.
was that not like how the Facebook page is titled?
Yeah, I think that's exactly how it is
Exactly.
titled.
The North Carolina Bass Western High School. There's the Western and there's the Eastern, okay?
Yeah.
This is the Western High School and Junior Division. I shortened it.
They would almost. Do they have a central division? You'd think they would almost need a central division too.
Maybe, but I don't think the East and the West, it's not like they go as far this way and as far that way.
Yeah.
So they're more. It probably is kind of more of a hybrid central, but there's only 3 events too.
Yeah.
So it's not a ton of traveling for
Right.
them. But yeah, I mean, like I don't know if they have any events like they do fish Falls Jordan Harris. I think the East Division does do a tournament there, so might be more central than it
Yeah.
really,
Right.
But anyway, congrats to the Cleveland County Bass Anglers, and I'm sorry I did not read who actually won the overall standings for the high school division, but the CCBA had 3 teams in the top 15, I think.
That is awesome.
Overall. We had 1 team in the top 10, I think 7th place. But I got a little heated earlier because I was talking to my buddy Black, and his son Bentley. We all know, great little fisherman, up and comer. Won a tournament this year, finished
He's
second in
second,
another
yeah.
one, and then had one, bad event. But they only fished 3 events.
Right.
Hands down, he'd have probably been either possibly Angler of the Year
Right.
or like 2nd or 3rd for sure.
Yeah, top 5 for sure.
Well, they don't award them points in the junior division.
Oh, really?
So, and I thought that was a little bit silly, and here's why: you don't have to award them points to say you go here and you go there, and because
Yeah.
they don't have something to advance to. I
Right.
get that. The high school kids do.
Right, but it'd still be nice to have the accolades of
Exactly.
winning Angler of the Year.
And to your point,
Right.
with all these all these colleges now recruiting and giving
Yeah.
scholarships for bass fishing, when you look at football, baseball, basketball, soccer, whatever, they start looking at these kids in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
Like 100% start looking at them in middle school. And if you got a kid who's in middle school kicking tail and fishing, like you want to know about him.
Right.
If you're like thinking about recruiting this kid one day, you want to know that,
Right.
And you can't, like, he has no point standings. He has
Yeah.
you would have to,
Yeah,
it's
you'd
like,
think they'd get on board and fix that.
yeah, it's like an act of Congress to go in there and figure out where he finished in a tournament.
Right.
Like it's really not very accessible.
That's
so,
most fishing websites.
well, I'm not going to argue with you. Like some of them, like they're not super easy to navigate,
Yeah.
but they're not impossible either. If
Yeah.
if you're a little computer savvy, you can figure it out. But this like this doesn't even exist, is what I'm
Right,
saying. Like
yeah.
so you can't
You can't
couldn't-
find anything.
correct.
Yeah, that is a little crazy.
So I
though.
feel like at least give the kids the points, and so the dads know, and they have some kind of copy of it. So because like Brian said, that's just something they can throw on their credentials when
throw on their resume.
potentially they get a
And I mean,
scholarship to fish
especially
someday.
like even with sponsors, because I mean, there's a lot of companies that sponsor these high
There
school
are.
anglers, college anglers, stuff like that. I mean,
Yep. Alan Reynolds wants to know, and I can't answer this, but I'm assuming I'm 90% sure Trent does. He carries your Fitzgerald finesse jig.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, sorry,
I'm
Alan.
not sure. I do not know. I do not know the answer to that.
I would.
But I assure you, if you call up there and ask for one, they will get some.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way to get them to carry.
Yeah.
Just they get a couple requests, something they don't have. Because Angler's Choice, especially the Martinsville store, they are priding themselves on having a lot of really hard to find tackle and just a strong inventory on everything.
Right, on everything across the board.
Across the board, that's
really
right.
got a great tackle shop.
Favorite wintertime
All right,
technique.
we're back to this again?
Yes,
For the
we're
third
finally,
time.
We're finally back to this.
We got it this
We
time.
still got 18 minutes, so we're good.
Oh, I know.
What is your one scenario like? It doesn't. I mean, you can paint a picture for us, but what's your favorite wintertime technique? If you had to pick one, like the most. I'm not gonna say anything more. You just roll with it.
So my absolute favorite wintertime technique is, I want to say fishing a jerkbait. Like
Okay.
old school traditional jerkbait fishing, not live forward facing sonar jerkbait fishing. Just where you're out there, you see bait on the surface, you see bait dying in the cold water, and there's fish just out there feeding like crazy. And you're fishing that bait on slack line, and you almost don't even feel the bite. You just see the line jump. And that's one of the funnest things that I've ever gotten to do in the wintertime when that bite's going on, because there's usually a lot of fish ganged up in a small area, and you can just sit there and catch them all day long, and it's really fun. That's hands down my favorite.
And I hate to say it because forward-facing sonar obviously has changed the game, changed the way we fish, changed the way we approach, especially jerkbait fishing.
Right.
But even like topwater fishing.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
And that's, I hate to say it, but it takes away a little bit of that excitement.
It does.
Like that anticipation, because topwater fishing now, like, you and I were out there at Moss not long ago throwing a big walking bait, and you can see him waiting, and you know you're getting ready to get a bite when that sucker's racing up to it.
Yeah.
And, like it's almost like
you don't fish anymore. You just look.
that's right. That's like that adrenaline
And
rush.
I don't like that.
When you had no idea that 3-pound spotted bass was getting to blow that thing out of the water, getting ready to blow that thing out of the water out there offshore. I mean, it's not like that anymore. Like you still get excited. It's topwater bite, but it's getting ready to happen.
Right.
So it's kind of
And it's like you don't fish. Like you just troll around and look.
for bass.
Right. Nobody make casts. I
That's
don't
right.
like that. Like I
That's
like
right.
to be fishing.
All right, before I jump into mine, Ryan Sauer says, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Now, he said Christmas Story or National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but you might have a different one.
Die Hard, of course.
Did you just say Die Hard? Only three.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Everybody knows that.
Because it's around Christmas.
Exactly.
You talking about the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, in the skyscraper.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot that was because it starts off like
I
a
said
Christmas
that kind of
story.
as a joke, but I mean, it is a good movie. But I would definitely have to choose Lampoon's over the Christmas Story. Chevy
Okay.
Chase is funny, dude.
Yeah, if I had to pick one of those two, I'd say Christmas Vacation. But I'm a big Will Ferrell fan, so I do like Elf.
Elf is a good movie.
I do like Elf. Elf's a good one. I never got into I think my wife says, she told me the other day it was a tie between Home Alone.
I forgot about Home
And I
Alone.
think she said, the first one, the
Yeah.
original. And I think she said Christmas Vacation and Home
Yeah.
Alone was a close first and second there.
Well, I remember as a kid, what was that cartoon movie? It's like old school cartoon, like where they're wobbling sideways and stuff. It wasn't any CGI stuff. I can't remember the name. It's like a Rudolph or something. I don't remember. It was a cartoon at Christmas movie.
Oh, yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
The Misfits or something.
I know exactly the one you're
I can't think
talking
of the
about.
name of it. It's
Yeah, it
been
was
so
like-
long since I've saw it, but that was my favorite one when I was little.
Abominable Snowman was in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Matt knows what I'm talking
I
about.
know the one you're talking about.
Like that was
What was
when
the
I
name
was
of
a
it?
kid. That was the best Christmas movie.
Oh, God. Somebody
Somebody tell
watching
us the name
show
of
Is
it.
this the
knows
one
it.
with the guy with like you had the fire dude and the ice dude? Is that the one you're talking about?
I think that
In the
Santa
cave?
Claus had like a. Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
was it.
yeah.
Kyle said it was Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I'm pretty sure that was the name of the movie.
I think it may have been. I think it was. Like I remember when I was a kid, that was like my favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, yeah. The Grinch is a good one too. Bono
Yeah.
Fishing said the Grinch. Jason said the
Island of Misfit
Island of
Toys.
Misfit
That's right.
Toys. Yes, y'all know what I'm talking. Well, now was that the name of the show? Was that the
I
name
can't
of the movie?
remember. I
Was
think
it
that was the name of it.
the Heat Mister. Island of Misfit Toys. I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yep, that was a good one. I forgot all about
Yep.
that one. They don't show
See?
that one anymore.
I'm gonna have to. We're watching it tonight. Me and the boys are watching it tonight.
That was an OG one. That's a good one.
That's good TV right
Where are
there.
you watching it? You getting? Where are you gonna get it? Netflix?
I
or
mean,
something?
you'll have to YouTube or
Just
Netflix. somewhere.
YouTube. Of course, you can get on YouTube. All right, favorite wintertime technique for me. I was gonna say like mid depth cranking, but
Kyle
I'm not.
said, Kyle said it's on Amazon.
Okay, all right. I like God, I like dragging a jig in the wintertime. I like fishing a
Yeah.
jig on deep rock in the wintertime, just crawling it, and because the bite's still the same. I mean, it's still a jig bite, and you still
Yeah.
get to waylay them.
But you know what's cool? Go ahead. Sorry.
No,
I'm glad you said that because that's kind of like similar to what I'm saying because that's something you can't do with forward facing sonar.
Oh no, them fish like as good as forward facing sonar is, and like the target, especially with the rants, they got some of the best target separation out there. But as good as it is, those fish can still hide down in those rocks, especially on bluffs and shelves and things like that where you can't see them. And finding those creek channel swings, like those little bitty turns and stuff that just have a little bit of deep water butts up next to them, little bluff walls, little transition banks, and just pitching a jig around them and working it real slow off the bank. I mean, that's still one of my favorites. And that's a consistent way to catch them in the wintertime.
And catch big ones.
Yeah, and catch big ones. It's a slow bite. It's not like you go out there and waylay 30 fish. It's a slow bite. It's a good way to win a tournament, number one. And it is a consistent bite. Like, it's usually consistent through all types of different weather patterns.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about it.
Yeah.
Like,
Sunny, clear,
jerkbait
windy,
fishing,
cloudy.
crankbait fishing, phenomenal
But
in the
more
wintertime,
weather
but
dependent.
very weather
Yep.
related. And if I can get on a jig bite in the wintertime in a tournament, I'm like confident.
Yeah.
Like my confidence is up here.
Obviously, you won beaver twice.
Yeah,
with
but
a
that
jig.
wasn't in the wintertime. But
But it was close. The first one you won was
Well, it was
that was borderline winter.
it was a
bite.
pre-spawn.
Yeah.
The one you won was winter. That's
Yeah.
when the water was 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And that was Jerkbait City.
Yeah.
I actually tried to force a jig bite in that tournament, and I had like one jig bite the whole week we were
Yeah.
there, and everything else I caught on a jerkbait. And I think pretty much all yours were jerking.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There were some crankbait fish caught by a few guys, I think, but other than that, it
I
was
caught a couple the first day in that one on a jig,
on a jig the first day.
but only like two.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's two fish that went towards your cumulative weight
Oh,
that
yeah.
won the tournament.
Yeah.
Ryan wants to know if we've ever eaten bluegill or northern pike. I've eaten bluegill.
Yeah, I've ate some northern bluegill. I don't know if I've ate a northern pike. Well, no. Let me. So Chad Grigsby and we get some buddies of mine that live up north. Like they'll always bring bluegill. Like sometimes when we travel and we rent a house or whatnot, and they always talk about bluegill are delicious. Well, Chad brung some one year. We were up at St. Clair, and man, it's like eating a little piece of candy. It's like sweet and delicious.
The northern bluegill?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
delicious.
They're just not, you mean they're not quite as like fishy as ours?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they've got like a little sweet flavor to them. Like they're good.
Interesting. Well, growing up, we used to catch bluegill at Moss Lake here at the house, and we'd catch them off the dock. And my younger brother would always, he didn't really fish much, but fished a little bit with me growing up. But he would always want Daddy to fry them in a pan.
Yeah.
And you know what he'd eat?
The tail.
The tails.
Oh, I was the
Like
same
little
way.
potato chips. He'd eat the tails.
I was the same way.
He loved the tails off of them, and I never got big on the tails. I guess because it was a mental thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the fish. It's the fish.
Like I don't think I could do it now, but I was the same way. Like when we would go eat at a seafood restaurant, Daddy and Grandpa and everybody, like they'd always get fried catfish, whole catfish. and
Yep.
I would
Yep.
eat the tails.
Tyler Pignato. I hope I said your last name right, Tyler. If not, I'm sorry. Wants to know favorite jigging spoon color. Is it gold and silver, or a secret color? I will give you a good color that if you don't use it, you should try it, and that's white.
Just straight white.
Yeah, straight white is a really, really good wintertime color. It's a really good year-round color.
Yeah, it really is.
I know a lot of lakes on the White River system, Table Rocks, Beavers, Lake of the Ozarks, all those lakes, a white spoon really shines. I mean, around here, white spoon works too.
Yeah, I use like that Demiki, the backdrop spoon. They got a color called hollow silver, which is kind of white, but it's got a silver holographic cover over it to where you kind of get a little bit of flash, but you still got that base white color, and it's really good. It's one of my favorite.
And I don't get too carried away. I've got white, gold, and silver in the boat most of the time.
That's probably the only 3 colors I really carry.
Yeah, some of the flutter. I mean, some of the silver spoons that we have. I know some of the Demiki spoons are like that. Some of the bigger flutter spoons, like some of the Strike King sexy spoons, and some of those things are, they're painted silver
Right.
spoons that look like a gizzard shad or whatever. I have some of that stuff, but I don't get like carried away
Yeah.
too much with crazy spoon colors.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, the only time I could see it mattering is if you were having to hold it and do, like if the water's real cold and you were doing very small drops and rises, like just shaking it in place. But if you're ripping it up and letting it flutter down, I don't see how it could matter that much because it's still a reaction type deal. As long as it's flashing and they can notice it to come up to it, I think it's good.
Tyler's got a question for you about the Demiki Vortex versus the Demiki Vault blade bait.
Okay.
Wants to know how it's different.
All right, so the Vortex is more of a solid body, lead body, a lot heavier, and it's going to fish a lot faster. It doesn't vibrate quite as much. That blade bait, the Vault, it's one of my favorite wintertime, late fall when fish are feeding on the little schooling fish. I know we've talked about it a lot on the show, but the Vault is more like a traditional blade bait. You've got your lead up front and your bladed body, and nice tight wiggle and lift and drop or straight wind it, however you want to do it. But that, to me, that's the biggest difference. They're kind of the same bait, but they're really 2 totally different baits.
I know I saw a comment earlier. It was from Jeremy about cranking smallies in the wintertime. Hard to beat. And,
Oh, that is hard.
I mean, if we had lakes around here chock full of smallmouth cranking, I don't know, man. You could catch some great big smallmouth on a jig in the wintertime, too. I know
Oh, you can.
like Cumberland and some of those lakes, they crack. I mean, Bill Taylor used to tell me about the big ones they catch dragging a little finesse jig on rock at Cumberland during the wintertime. It was his favorite way to fish. But the cranking smallmouth, period, whether it's in the wintertime or burning one up north for them or whatever, is just fun.
Because they just lock it up.
They do. They lock it up. I feel like they hit it going the other way.
Right.
Like
and
half
you're
the
like,
time.
like for a second you think you're hung, and then you're,
Yeah. Then he comes straight up out of the water and
Yeah.
jumps 16 feet in the air. But yeah, cranking. I mean, if we had lakes around here slam full of smallmouth instead of largemouth and spotted bass, cranking those spots is hard to beat.
yeah, spots are fun too.
Yeah,
Really, cranking anything's fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. But I guess I'm so hard headed that I get scared to death when I find like a good cranking bite because a cranking bite to me is like a light switch. You flip it, it
Yeah,
goes
it can
on
go
and off,
away
on and
for
off.
sure.
And when it's off, it's like off.
Yeah.
Like you catch one and you hooked him in the eyeball and that's the only bite
Yes.
you got.
Exactly.
There's so many times, and Lake Norman's a great example. You go out there and you could go on a Thursday and smash them on a
Yeah,
crankbait.
smack
and
'em.
Show up on Saturday and you're like, I ain't got a bite at 11 o'clock. I need to do something different. Jeremy said they still crack them on a jig at Cumberland.
Oh, I guarantee it. I'd
Ryan,
like to
I
go back to Cumberland. I hadn't been there in a couple of years.
I know that's a
I tell you,
phenomenal.
I'd
lake.
like to go back to Dale Hollow too. That was really fun.
I've never fished Del Hollow.
It's a fun lake.
Now that's a slot lake, right?
Yeah. But like for fun fishing, it's a good lake. It's hard to beat.
That's what slot lakes are all about to me.
Yeah.
It's for fun fishing. Like that's why you put a slot on a lake to make it better for trophy fishing, not tournament fishing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still fun in the tournament, but it's frustrating too. What was the smallmouth minimum at that? 20 inches?
Oh, I don't remember. It was
great.
I think you could keep one under 16 and one over, like, I don't know. I'm wanting to say 22 maybe. It was huge.
It was something huge.
Yeah, it was huge.
So how many like 18 to 20 inches do you throw
Oh,
back?
all of them. All of them.
So that
Yeah.
therein lies the problem.
Yes, like it's 20. Jeremy said it's 21 or over at Dale. I was thinking 22 for some reason.
Still, that's a big one.
Yeah, that's a big smallmouth. But like you go and you just catch like 5 or 6 limits of 18 to 20 pounds that you have to throw back.
Well, I don't want to fish tournament there in that case. I just want to go for fun. Because I do hear, like, everybody that's gone there
Tough
for a
feeling.
tournament, they're like, God, what a lake. But it was a tough event.
Yeah.
But
Like
you
if
did good there, but you caught mostly largemouth, didn't you?
Yeah, I ended up finishing 3rd in the Toyota there. And I caught all largemouth, but I purposely did not fish for smallmouth because I didn't want to go through that heartbreak.
Well, and you know the way we're like that was a smart decision because
Yeah.
a lot of them guys in that tournament, might have been out there practicing just wailing on big smallmouth,
yeah.
and then they realized, oh crap, practice is over, and I've
Don't
found
have a single
20-pound
place.
bags of smallmouth that can't weigh in.
Right.
So
But
were you
the cool
catching?
thing about Dale is like you'll catch largemouth on the same stuff you catch.
Okay, so
smallmouth
that's what
on.
that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Let's see. Jeremy said BFL still go to Dale Hollow, which I mean I get it. It's a phenomenal lake, and they
Yeah.
obviously must have.
I mean, they catch giant bags of largemouth out there.
so what's the largemouth size deal there? There's no slot of large.
I think it's 15 inches, like
okay.
Tennessee.
So
maybe.
15 and
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Okay, got you. Nick wants to know best color shad wrap for Norman in February.
Whew.
Gosh,
They don't make but two colors.
they make the old school cheeseburger was one of my favorites.
That was Speed Trap.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it
No,
was.
it wasn't. It was orange. It
That's
was.
not cheeseburger. That was the crawdad.
I
color.
called it cheeseburger.
Well, you were confused.
No, it said crawdad on the package. I wanted to call it cheeseburger, so that's what I called it.
The Speed Trap's what they call cheeseburger.
But it wasn't. But even the speed trap was crystal crawdad.
Well, the one they called cheeseburger was chartreuse with the stripes.
Oh, okay. but did it say cheeseburger on the package?
No, that's just
okay.
what we
That's what I'm getting at. None of them were actually called cheeseburger. The orange shad wrap, and then
The shad colored
the
shad.
shad colored shad wrap. Yeah. I hope that didn't confuse you too much, Nick.
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking about the orange one or the orange one with the shad pattern?
The orange one with the shad
The
pattern.
orange one with the shad
100%.
pattern. Yes.
Yeah.
It was kind of almost copper colored.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was a little. Yeah, it was a little more off orange.
Yeah.
Does that make any sense?
True.
I don't know if we confused y'all
It was
worse
off
or-
orange. The one that's orange but not orange.
Yeah.
That one.
It's orangish copper.
Orange copper.
It was called crawdad. I know that. That was the one.
Yeah, it was called crawdad.
That's like all I used to throw in the winter.
And
The
they didn't
orange-
have a number 6 when I was young. All they
it
had was a 5 and a 7.
and an 8.
Yeah, I never threw the 8 much. I threw the 7 and the 5, but when they came out with a 6, and I don't know why, it's just because they came out with a 6. I
Well, it's
started
easier to
throwing the
cast.
6. Better than the 5. Yeah.
Yep.
But not as good as the 7.
No. But we used to throw the 8 at Wiley. That's what we'd throw at
Yeah,
Wiley. This
that's
was
right.
back when Wiley had big fish in it, though.
20
now
years
you
ago.
probably need like a number 2 shad wrap.
Yeah. All right, so we are rolling up on 8 o'clock, and I hope y'all have enjoyed the show. We didn't have like a super hot topic tonight, but we got to have a little fun and talk about Christmas, and we do we do hope everyone has a safe and very Merry Christmas.
Yes.
A safe and a very Happy New Year. You got any New Year's resolutions?
Hadn't got that far yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to worry about that after Christmas.
You got any, Tyler?
Can't think about those till after Christmas as a rule.
Ask me next show.
See?
Tyler's going to double his TikTok output. That's what he's going to do.
I'm gonna catch more bass.
Catch more bass.
Hey, that's a good one. That's a good one.
So
Have you already got your New Year's resolution picked up?
I've never had a New Year's resolution
Okay, then.
because I would just break it.
Oh,
Like
I
it would
agree
be
too.
something cliche like I'm going to lose 5 pounds by February 1st, or I'm not going to eat sweets for a month, or I'm going to work out 3 days a week, or something. And I would just not do it. So I'm not going to lie to myself and sit here and say, like
Yeah.
anyway. When I come up with something realistic, like I think I could eat 5 pounds of deer jerky in 1 week.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
That'd be, can we go the opposite way on a New Year's resolution? Like
Yes,
do
of
something that's
course you
bad for
can.
us instead of good for
Of course.
us. I could
Hey,
probably
a
make
New
that
Year's
happen.
resolution is about making you happy.
Oh,
That's the
okay.
main thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. That's what it's all about. People look at it from the wrong angle.
5 pounds of deer jerky make me happy.
Yeah. Now, you talking about 5 pounds pre-dehydrated or 5 pounds
What,
of
are you
actual
serious? Like
dehydrated?
raw jerky?
Well, 5 pounds of pre-dehydrated would only make like 1.5 pounds of jerky.
Oh no, like straight up 5 pounds of
Made ready to eat
made
jerky.
done jerky. Yeah, I thought you were talking about me eating it raw. 5 pounds of raw deer meat. Yeah,
No,
can't
not
be
eat it
good
raw.
for you. Dustin Connell, yeah, he'd be a good guest
He
on the
would be
show,
good.
Ryan. It could be. It'd be a great show. We need to have more calling guests. That's our New Year's resolution
That
for
is
LTF.
good. Yeah.
More calling guests
And
because
we got to go back to doing our our LTF fish off challenge. LTF
Yeah, I
challenge.
know
We
it.
got to do some more of those this year.
I need to get my boat. My new boat, my 2023 is sitting at Angler's Choice, 96% rigged and ready.
Mine is as well.
I've got my wrap date set up, thanks to you. Going to get it wrapped the first week in January, and we'll be ready to rock.
Nice.
And also, thanks to you, you're going to let me borrow some batteries temporarily till my other
Yeah.
ones come in. So, but yeah, we.
I'm gonna have 50% interest in Matt's new Ranger.
I thought 50%. 50%.
All right, maybe 20%.
Well, I mean, the batteries are a pretty important part of the boat. But the deal was, I get to borrow the batteries, put them in the boat, take you fishing to Moss Lake.
That's true. That's true.
And we will go.
That's a good trade-off.
Their season's almost over. I gotta find something to do. Pickleball, it's a little cold for pickleball, so we'll go fishing.
I was gonna ask you. You said you always play on Friday. You gonna play this Friday?
When it's like 12?
Yeah.
No, if I do, it'll be inside somewhere. No, absolutely not outside. That Ryan said my New Year's resolution is to improve my pickleball game and my national ranking, which doesn't exist.
That's a good one, Ryan. Thank you.
Oh, new sponsors. Brian, you got any new sponsors? Last question, then we're going to jump into the trivia question. Guys, thanks for staying on here. We still have our trivia question giveaway at the end of the show. Don't worry, and that'll happen very shortly. But any new sponsors before 2023 hits that you can or want to talk about?
I got a couple, but we're gonna wait till first of the year to talk about them.
All right. I'm the same. I've got one that I'm super excited about. I'll give you a hint, though. I've been with this company in the past, and we've got something else in the works that we're getting ready to finalize. And I really just hate to jump the gun. I'm like Brian, like until it's official.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, I mean, mine are official, but I still want to wait, like till
because your contract doesn't state till January 1, by golly.
exactly. And I don't
you're
want to
so
do
proper.
a disservice to other sponsors. You know?
Oh, you mean if you might? Oh, because you might be
Yeah,
leaving.
like if you may be switching.
I got you. That makes sense. So it's not a new sponsor as much as it might be replacing a previous similar sponsor.
Yes.
Or
With some cool new things in the works.
okay, all right, fair enough. So yeah, several new sponsors. We will we'll talk about after the new year. We'll take care of that. So, all right, it is trivia question time.
Do you know the answer? Don't say it. I'm just asking.
Yes, I do know the
I
answer.
was making sure you got the text. with the
Jeremy
answer
did
on.
ask me where I'd like to start the season besides Florida. Anywhere besides Florida.
I agree. Like South Carolina, Georgia, North Carolina.
Anywhere besides Florida.
Yeah.
That's
They
not frozen.
Started in Texas.
Hey, Texas would be good. We did that a couple years with FLW. Started at Rayburn. It was really good events. But you're still kind of, I mean, I would like to go to a good cold water fishery for the first event. Like, you know, just a clear lake like Lanier, somewhere like this. Just a historically,
Lanier. You nailed it there. Lanier.
Yeah, and I'm not saying just Lanier, but like a good cold water fishery that's, you know, good in the winter. Like, I'd love to go somewhere like that to start the year, because the one thing that is always kind of not really made me mad, but one thing I don't like is it seems like both trails want to focus their whole season around the spawn. Like, that's all they want to do. They want to go to Florida when they're spawning. They want to go to Texas when they're spawning. They want to go to Santee when they're spawning. They want to go up north when they're spawning. So pretty much, if you're a good sight fisherman, you're going to do good the whole year. So, but I want to, you know, I'd like to have a good wintertime event.
So Mitch Edwards, I got to read this comment before we jump into the trivia question. Said, Tyler, he didn't say Tyler, but I'm just going to throw that in there.
Or Jeff.
Would you please straighten up the TV? Because he'd love to watch y'all more than the TV on the wall. His OCD won't let him take his eyes off of it. Is it crooked?
Let me see. Which way?
You going to knock that thing off the wall and it's going to land on my head.
Oh, it's not moving.
I don't
Won't
think.
move.
Is it crooked? Is it really crooked?
I think it's the
not.
shadow of the light.
It's not crooked.
Must
We
be the shadow
measured-
of the light.
I think it's the shadow of the light. No, it's legit crooked. Okay.
All right.
I'm with you.
Do you know the answer to the question? This is the answer, Brian.
Yeah, I got texted it as well.
What?
Texted it.
I got texted it. Another shirt idea. I got texted. Texted.
Texted.
Texted.
Banu
What would you
fishing
say?
is correct.
Texted?
I got text.
Text.
Just say I got
Not
text.
texted.
Or I got a text.
Okay. So text is plural
Keep
for
it simple.
text. Gotcha.
It's like deer and deers.
Deer and deers.
Well, yeah, one doesn't exist.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So is it Santa Claus and his reindeer or Santa Claus and his reindeers?
Either way.
Oh,
However you
is it?
say Yeah.
Okay. Well, then it's either way, the other way too. Texted it or text, either way. All right. Trivia question time for Angler's Choice custom weigh-in bag, Angler's Choice custom hat. Hope everybody has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we do appreciate everybody jumping on. I think we had close to, I don't know, 150, something like
Yep.
that, plus viewers tonight. So appreciate the feedback, appreciate the engagement, and we will be back after the first of the year. But in the meantime, here we go. All right, you do know the answer.
I know the answer.
Okay. Between FLW, MLF, and Bassmaster, how many top tens do myself and Brian have together in all of the events fished?
Cumulative.
Cumulative. How many top tens
Our whole careers.
Brian and I have together in our careers in FLW, which is where we both started, MLF/BPT, and Bassmaster.
Whoa, they're coming in fast.
They coming in fast.
Yes, they're
This
coming in
includes,
fast.
Coasters, Toyotas, all that stuff.
Right.
So this includes all levels, BFLs, all the good. Holy camoly!
I mean, the
I can't
screen-
even read them this
I
fast.
can't either.
I got to scroll
Tyler,
backwards.
are you helping?
I don't know
I
the
haven't
answer.
seen it yet.
I don't know the answer.
I've seen a close one.
I've seen some close.
I've seen a real close one.
Man, I'm
Ooh, there's another close one.
I'm insulted by some of these answers.
What, 30?
Like 10, 12.
Now, this is since we both started in 2007.
Yeah, we're both 14 years deep in our career. Y'all have to remember that. Ooh, there's another one that was really close.
I still hadn't seen the correct answer.
I'll give
though.
y'all a hint, like 85%. Ooh, there's another. Great day. I see a couple really close ones.
Yeah, oh, I have too.
930. I like
I've seen
that, Jerry.
some
That's
off by
positive
one
thinking
number.
right there, but that's a little high.
Oh, Lord.
We'll get it in a minute. There's too
There's-
many answers coming
yeah.
through. Isn't it amazing how we have like,
Oh, I see it.
you got it?
Yep,
I
I
still
got it.
don't see it. Oh no,
Pete
I see-
Brandt.
I can't see this quick.
Right here.
Where? Pete Brandt. Oh, okay, I see it.
All right, we have a winner.
Pete Brandt, you are the winner. It is 113. 113 total top tens. So Pete Brandt,
That's pretty solid.
send us but it hurt my feelings earlier when mine was like 35 out of the 113.
No.
And I don't care. Hey, I've had a good career. I'm thankful. Buddy Black, in case this is wrong, lives at. No, I'm kidding. No, but it is a good friend of mine, close friend of all ours at the show here. That came
Pete said that's his birthday, 113.
Oh,
That's
really?
awesome. Yeah.
So that's why he guessed it.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. Well, it'd be like an early birthday present. For him.
Exactly.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
love it. So, Pete, you know the drill. I think I've seen you on the show several times. Send us a message to the Facebook LTF Facebook page with your shipping information. I'll pass it along to Trent up at Angler's Choice Marine, Martinsville, Virginia. He'll get you your weigh-in bag and your hat out ASAP. Again, y'all, guys, gals, we appreciate everybody being on the show. Wishing everybody very
Merry
happy
Christmas.
Yep, very Merry Christmas. I always say Happy Christmas. It's stupid. It's a Happy Christmas. Have a Happy Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
A Merry Christmas.
And a Happy New Year, because I don't guess we'll have a show till after the first of the year.
That's right, and a Happy New Year. You got any big New Year's plans?
No, not really. I'm sure we'll probably go get some fireworks. While I like to shoot fireworks off
Okay.
a little bit on New Year's Eve. So
Y'all shoot them at the house there?
yeah,
Okay, all right.
we'll probably. I mean, nothing big, but we'll get a little something for 'em.
No, like big giant, like
No.
6-inch diameter cannons and stuff like that.
No, nothing like that.
Like maybe some black cats and cherry bombs or something.
Yeah, something
okay.
like that.
Like the little
Sparklers.
tractor that
fountains.
shoots out flames.
yeah.
Both, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Have you ever went to the Cherryville New Year's shooting? You ever seen?
Well, they
it?
shoot the black
black
powder.
powder gun?
Yeah, I've done that, 2 or
That's
3
fun.
times years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a pretty neat deal. So what Brian's talking about is locally over in Cherryville, North Carolina, home of the Great Outdoors, a
Yep.
very cool outdoor store here in the county. Actually, Is that Cleveland? That's Gaston County.
Gaston.
Guess
yeah,
that's Gaston. I'm about to say Cleveland County.
I was about to
That's
say
in
Lincoln
Gaston
County.
Wrong
We'd
on
had
both
them all
counts.
3 covered.
Over at Cherryville. Anyway, they have every New Year's, they have a big, what do they call it?
I think the New Year's shooters.
The New Year's shoot, where all kinds of people come out of the woodworks and they've got all these custom muskets, and they shoot their muskets off one at
Yeah.
a time.
No bullet, just powder.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's not
Just,
like
just
yeah,
to make a big boom,
that's right.
and it's pretty cool.
And that's kind of what they do. Like they try to build these guns to where they'll be super, super loud.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's
So what's cool about it is people sign up for
Yeah.
them to come to their house, and they come to each person's house as groups
and shoot them.
and shoot off, and then they have food and stuff for them when they come.
Now
Yeah,
that's southern.
and they do this like all night long.
Yeah.
Instead of Christmas caroling, we're gonna all drink all night and go shoot our
Shoot
guns at
muskets.
everybody's house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I think the tradition of it was like it's supposed to ward off evil spirits for the new year.
Ward off evil spirit. Oh, really?
Like
That's what it's supposed to
that's
do?
how it started. Yeah, like
mean, first time I went, it scared me.
Like way back long. I don't know when it actually started, but that's what I heard was. the
Yeah, I'd
reason
like
for
to
it.
know. Ask him when you're over there, Tyler, how long that's been going on.
I know
I'd
it's
like
been
to
a
know.
long
It's a
time.
long time.
I mean, since I was a little kid.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
At least, I'm sure, 40, 50, 60 years, if not longer.
You're not 40, 50. Well, you're
I'm
40.
41.
Yeah, you are 41.
And it's been going on
This had to have been going on. Yeah,
probably 50 years.
probably longer than that.
Yeah.
I think it's longer than that.
So that's pretty cool. That's a neat tradition that you don't. That's not the norm. You know, you don't see that everywhere.
No,
But again, y'all, thanks for watching, and shoot until 2023.
Till 2023.
Is that a tongue tie
It
for
was
you?
big time.
Well, when we can't go fishing, we're gonna sit right here and do what, Brian?
We're gonna talk fishing.
See y'all next year.